If you want to know how one nurse built a successful nurse staffing agency, stay tuned. Hello, fellow nurse entrepreneurs. One of the things that I've always wanted to do was always wanted to help nurses work from anywhere, pretty much have their flexibility, pretty much have their freedom so that they could do whatever they wanted to do.
Joining VP Nursing was one of the best decisions that I could have ever made. If I was to have a regret, it would be that I didn't join sooner.
If they wanted to be with their children, if they wanted to be with their families, they can do exactly what they wanted to do.
Ola is the type of person, she's not going to let you stay the same. The way she levels up her clients in every area of their lives.
I could not have imagined being a nurse with my own business, being in this space with so many amazing people, with a coach that 1,000,000% cares about what my outcome is going to be.
And so here at VP Nursing, we teach nurses how to work from their computers anywhere around the world, making money, owning their own time, building profitable nurse coaching, consulting, and service-based businesses. And so now we're at the beach and we're working at the beach and we're having a great time. We're doing a brand photo shoot. It's an amazing time. So if you want to learn how to work from anywhere around the world, creating that flexibility, creating that freedom for yourself, but monetizing the knowledge that you already have, join us at VP Nursing Business Academy. So good morning, everyone. So I'm super excited. We have got Miss Shaneika Sadler. Me and Shaneika met each other at the Modern Nurse Fest this past week, and I thought that she was absolutely amazing. And so I was like, "Well, do you want to be on the podcast?" And she said yes. So I want you to like, subscribe, comment, tell us the things that the things that you want us to bring to the podcast, or the things about just as we're talking to Shaneika. So Shaneika, tell the people who you are in your own words.
Oh, wow. In my own words, I am a dynamic, powerful mother, ex-nurse, CEO, entrepreneur, spouse, friend, sister, daughter. I'm all the things.
I love it. So we're gonna jump right in. Are you good with that?
Yeah, let's go.
Okay. All right. So you told me, so I like to ask, why people even wanted to become a nurse. So tell me a little bit about that.
It's straightforward. I was broke and I had
a son. You were like, I need some money right now.
I had at 19, and the fastest way was to go from making $8 an hour to something sustainable so we can survive. I was living in New York at the time, was to go to nursing school. So I did my LPN for 10 months, and that changed my life. And then I did my RN, but I actually love being a nurse. I think it's a caregiver in me, so I loved it eventually. But the real thing was because I had a son to take care of.
I love it. Now, there were some things that happened when you were younger. Did you grow up in America?
I came here when I was 7.
Okay. But you were
I'm from Jamaica. I was born in Jamaica.
Yeah, we love Jamaica. So now tell us, what were some of the things that happened to you when you were younger that really kind of set the tone for a few things to happen in your life?
So one of the things that happened when I was younger is that my mom left us with my grandmother when I was 4 in 1988 to migrate to the States for a better life. Didn't understand it then, but I understand it now. So that was a big thing that happened to me with a lot of abandonment issues. And I didn't realize that until I started my business, I fully realized that. So that was one of the biggest things. Growing up in a household with a strict parent, right? You try to be rebellious, but I found out that was for my best. What else? Being the third child, right? Feeling like you're just in between everybody else. Like you don't have a voice. Right? Because the bigger one is always going to talk over you, and then the baby always get all the attention. You're just right there in the middle, like, I got something to say. I got something to say, right? So I always felt like I have to fight or argue. They said argue to get my point across. But all of those make me who I am today, right? Speaking my truth, speaking with authority, right? So those are just some of the things that happened to me. Growing up in New York was growing up in New York, right? You had to be, I guess it was like, they call it survival of the fittest. Went to middle school, did really good, got to high school and got stuck in wanting to be popular, wanting to be cool and passing classes. So I chose to be cool and popular instead of going to class, passing classes. My mom wasn't very proud of me. Ended up having my son at 19, which, you know, hindsight is 2020. I thought I had it all together, but it was just a wake up call for me having him at 19.
Now, you said something about you didn't realize that you had the abandonment issues until you started your business.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. So, and I love that, because not that I love that you didn't find out until you started your business, but I love that how you brought that up, because this is one thing that I think a lot of people don't understand about businesses. Business will, if your personal life is not together, it'll show up in your business for sure. And so expound upon how you were able to navigate those abandonment issues, because I think that we all, like a lot of us had those issues, right? How were you able to navigate that?
So what I realized when I started this business, I started like little side hustles before, but this business was building relationship with the clients, right? So you have to build relationship with the administrators, the DON, you know, it's way different than when you're a nurse on the floor. And every time someone would tell me no, they don't want to do business with me, I would take it personal, like they're rejecting me, right? So that kind of hampered my business. And I used to say, well, why did I want to do business with me? I was taking it too personal. And I figured out that I was coming from a place of want, because I want them to like me, because of my abandonment issues, that I wasn't able to show up when I started my business and serve in the capacity that the client needed me to serve. It wasn't until my business started losing revenue and my business started losing clients and professionals that I was like, something is wrong. Like, something is not adding up. And I used to get so anxious and nervous to speak to like the corporate or the CEO. I always felt like that they were up here and I was here, right? And then also with pricing in my business, I would always take like the lowest paying contracts because I didn't feel like I was good enough to have those high rates in my business. Like, who am I, right? Because I wasn't able to have higher level conversations with the decision makers. I was always looking to speak with, you know, the entry level person. So I had to figure that out. I navigated that truly by going to therapy and breaking that down for me, because I realized that, well, like you said, one thing with business is going to stretch you. I realized something was off. Like, why am I so anxious to talk to decision makers? Why am I not accelerating like, you know, my colleagues or, you know, other that I noticed in this industry? Like, something is wrong here. Like, something is wrong. Why do I feel like the CEO or my clients are better than me? Like, what is why am I taking this so personal if they told me no, right? Why am I so attached to that no? Why do I take that rejection and it cripples me and I can't make any more phone calls, can't have any more conversations? And also I wasn't able to set boundaries. Clients basically run my business. Like, I felt like I was still a nurse on the floor, clocking in and clocking out.
I love it. You know, that you said so many nuggets within that, because one of the things that when you're looking at that, you know, and I talked about it, you know, whenever I did my talk about what your numbers look like, right? And what your numbers should look like. You know, there's a certain percentage of nurses that's going to, or a certain percentage of people, when you're doing sales, a certain percentage of people, that's usually about 25% if you're decent and good at it. Okay. 25% are absolutely going to be a yes. Then there's going to be 40 that's going to be a maybe. And then the rest are going to be an absolute no. And once you understand what those numbers look like, then you don't take it personally, but you do whenever you have abandonment issues. Because I had those initially when I first started as well. And it was because of a situation that happened when I was younger. And I think that one of the things that people have to understand is that your 7-year-old self, anything that you learned before prior to the age of 7, it is ingrained in you. And so in order for you, you had to literally every day reset that thing and be okay with however the outcome comes, because input on us, my coach says this all the time, input on us, output on God. And the one thing that I do know without a shadow of a doubt is that we as nurses have the ability to be able to expound, to be able to build, it's a $1 trillion business, to be honest, right? And we have the ability to be able to grow very, very great businesses within the realms of healthcare. So that was really, really good what you said. It's just amazing how you have to set those boundaries. And I do think that you need a therapist, you need a coach, you need the Lord. Okay. You need a CPA, you need a lawyer. Okay. I mean, you need all those. And then you can definitely grow your business. Now, you you grew up Jamaican. You were constantly told that you couldn't do. How much of your drive to succeed come from providing those voices wrong? Like you wanted to make sure that those voices were wrong.
That's a great question. All of them. Like if you told me I couldn't do something, I'm gonna make sure I prove to you that I can do it. Like, oh, you can't go to nursing school. Who are you to go to nursing school? Nursing school is hard. Okay, bet. I'm going to nursing school, right? I'm going to nursing school, and I'm gonna be an A student, right? And I'm gonna get an award, and I'm gonna pass my NCLEX on the first try. Like my drive when you tell me no is like it kicks into high gear, like. Because like I said, I always have to fight for my voice. So you're not going to tell me no, because I'm going to prove you wrong, right? So it just, all my life, like until I stop fighting.
I love it. I love it. I love it. Now, there was a 10-cent moment, being told that you had to raise the 10 cents after years of overtime. What did that moment reveal to you about healthcare institutions, how they value their nurses?
Listen, I remember I went in for the job interview. It was an ER nurse. I always wanted to work the ER because I just like the fast pace. And I went in there and she said, I think the base pay was like $22. I was like, okay, I just want the experience. I didn't really want to take it because I felt like I was like ridiculous. I was like, and then she was like, well, we'll give you 10 cents for each year that you work. This was in 2018. So at that time I was a nurse, probably a little bit of 11 years, wow. Right? I said, I'm a nurse and I got a bachelor's degree. $23? Like, yeah, that's the highest we can give you. I said, oh. I never took the job. It was so embarrassing. It was just so like, is this what I'm really settling for? I could go work at Walmart for $20 an hour instead of having to come in here and stress that I take care of these patients, push these IVs, do this. It's ER is rapid.
Right.
$23? And I get paid every 2 weeks? Nah.
I'm good on that.
It was so eye-opening, and what it teaches me is that if you continue to allow individuals to cap your income, they will do it.
Facts. I say that all the time. If your income is always capped whenever you allow somebody else to actually cap it, and you have endless money when you own your own business and you own your own time, and you're able to have multiple clients and things of that nature. So it's definitely something that I'm glad that you capitalize on that moment. Now, there was a moment that came as a realization for you when you had your child, your niece went to his award ceremony, and it was your sister. Okay. So went to his award ceremony and sent you a picture. And what was that moment like?
Oh, so my sister, like I said, my sister stayed with me in North Carolina, which was really great to help me out with the kids. And she used to go to their award ceremony, their events, because if PTO, you got to ask a month in advance. Falling out, everybody gonna be mad at you because you left the drug staff. So it's like, where do you fit in? I remember I was standing at the cart and a picture came in with my daughter. She was holding out her award, even though she was probably about 5 or 6 at the time. I felt like I was experiencing my children growing up through pictures and videos, not physically present. And it was a moment like, Shaneika, you gotta stop playing with yourself. Like, it's either you're going to make a decision to play full out, right? Or you're going to continue to get pictures and videos and not even be able to be present just in life, your children, but just in life. I did not want to live that life. Like, I don't want to live a life where someone else is in control of my time, or I have to ask for permission to go to an event for my child. Like, it's like my spirit and my soul could have settled with that life.
I love that because, when I used to work in the emergency department, one of the young ladies that worked there, she used to, like, for the entire year, like she actually is one of the people that helped me plan my year. Like, I can almost tell you at the beginning of the year what I'm going to be doing for the rest of the year. Okay. That's the kind of planning we do around here. But for the entire year, literally, she would take vacations probably every 3 months. And I was like, I'm not doing this right. I'm not doing this right. And so so once I came out of corporate, I decided, because one of the things that happened during that time was that because she planned out so well, a lot of people didn't get the chance to get off, right? And I was not about that life. I was not about you controlling my time. I was not about you telling me that I can't go on a trip. I remember I wanted to go to, and this was to better the organization. I wanted to go to this conference. And I'm a conference goer. Like, I love conferences, right? Because I think that they enhance you. I think that they are good for you. And that lady told me I couldn't go to that conference. I was like, nah, bro. What I'm not about to do is keep staying up in here. I mean, that was because, it ain't like I'm going to the conference for myself, right? It's because I'm trying to enhance, because the particular job that I had, it was not a job that other people in the system had. Okay. And so I wanted to learn from someone, right? Now, I did good with it. I brought the readmission rate from 12 to 9%. So I was good at it, right? However, I want to be better at it. So send me to the doggone conference, lady. And she wouldn't send me to that conference. When she wouldn't send me to that conference, I said, we ain't gonna keep staying up in here. And it was less than 6 months later, I said, good to the bye. So now you started your staffing agency because you knew that you could do it better as a nurse, because you had. Now, what were some of the flaws that you saw other staffing agencies do that you mitigate now because you're a nurse and you have more experience?
So one of the biggest things is that they put profit before their professionals and before their clients. Most staffing agencies that are not nurse-led or healthcare professional-led, they only see this like nickel and diamond, like a corporate facility, right? They push volume. They don't know if you have an emergency and you can't make it work, or you have to call out, can you take a Tylenol and show up, right? So it's still like working for a facility, right? Working for some of these staffing agencies. When you call them, right, if something happened in the facility, anything that happened, they don't really know what you're talking about, right? They don't really know how to navigate that nursing language and that nursing world. Like, if I call my recruiter and say, hey, this happened with the assignment, or this is not fair, or they messing with, or whatever it was, it's like, okay, I'll get back to you. It's not a conversation, because he doesn't really know what I'm talking about, and it's not his fault, because it's just not his fault. Just know what I'm talking about. So that and the communication, with the communication between the way they talk to their professionals. We are professionals. We're nurses. We're professionals. So the communication from an employer to us should always be high level. It should never be like, oh, you work for me, so you have to work for me, so you have to do this. And I've seen a lot of that working for agencies myself, which I never went back to, and other nurses complaining about working for agency, but they work there because you probably get a $5 or $6 more. So coming in, I wanted to be the voice for my professionals, and I wanted to be the voice for my clients, to bridge the gap between both. Because it's not until we work together that we can change this industry that called healthcare. Because regardless of what anybody say, nurses are the voice of healthcare.
Say it one more time. Come back. Just roll that back. Okay. Say it one more time. Because I want the people in the back to hear it. Okay.
Hear it? Nurses are the voice of healthcare. We are the voice of healthcare. And the only way we can change the language and the conversations is to have ownership. Because when you're at the bedside and you're complaining at the bedside, they think you want a raise. So they'll give you 25 cents and it accumulates to probably a couple of $1,000s a year, and then you be quiet. And then 2 years later, you're still not satisfied. So here we go again protesting. Here we go again striking. Here we go again doing this. Here we go again calling out. Here we go again skipping job from job. But until you believe in ownership, to have a seat at the table, to have those higher level conversation, that is just going to be a hamster wheel strike, change job. It's just going to continue to go around and around. And we have to understand that we are the language and the voice of healthcare, nurses.
Facts. Because we're the largest profession in healthcare, number one. And if you're not at the table, you're on the menu. That's what I found out. So I was determined to be at every table, because what I'm not about to do is be on your menu. Okay. So I
like that.
Listen, I knew we were friends. So now your mother was a nurse, and in many ways her choices shaped yours, both the painful and the empowering ones. How do you consciously choose which parts of the legacy to carry forward and which to leave behind?
So yes, my mom was a nurse. She started out as a CNA, and back then they didn't even have CNA. I remember what they called it in the 80s. And then she became an LPN. I think it was like 2003 or something like that, or 2007. I don't remember the exact date. One thing about her, she was very loyal to her job. It don't matter if she was sick, she going to work. It don't matter if it's 10 feet of snow outside, she's going to work. So I didn't bring that part with me.
That is your generation. You're millennial, correct?
Yes.
Yes. It's us Gen Xers that act like we want to go all the time. I got time for that foolishness no more. But okay, go ahead.
I'm not even going around the corner snowing. I used to walk around the corner, and I used to call out like, "I'm not walking around the corner, not a block." So I didn't bring that part with me because I felt like she was so loyal to her job. But when they fired her, they just fired her with no explanation. They actually just fired her one day from her job. She was working there from 2007 to like 2017 or something like that. They just one day said she made one mistake, and they just said she's gone. She was in the union, and she was in the 1199 unit, and they couldn't even back her. So I didn't bring that with me. But I did bring her loyalty to this profession, her loyalty to show up for her coworkers, and her dedication to, just her dedication to the profession, because her dream was always to be a nurse. So I did bring that with me.
I love it. You're like, I ain't gonna want credit around the corner. You described a higher self that wanted to break out of the box. For anyone listening who feels that same pull but is too afraid to act on it, what would you say to them, and what was the cost of waiting?
Okay, the cost of waiting. First, I'm going to address this. The cost of waiting is an internal turmoil that will never go away. It's like your higher self is pulling you that way, and your self, your conscious self, is keeping you to stay here because it want to protect you. It doesn't feel like where you're going, you're going to be safe, right? But your higher self come and say, hey, come on, we're going to be okay. Because everything you're asking for, you're going to have to shift your identity to step into that version of yourself, right? So the Shaneika I was in 2019 is not the Shaneika I am today in 2026. I can't be. The Shaneika I was when I fill out the LLC is not the Shaneika I was 1 year into business. I couldn't be, right? It doesn't add up. I always have to be doing better for my higher self, right? You have a calling. There is a reason, right? And I had to realize that it was not just for me. It was for nurses coming after me, family members that are going to need me, the way I'm able to provide for them, my children, the way I'm able to show up for them. So I'm asking God for more, right? But when the more shows up, I'm questioning it, the more. And
I love what you said about the how you're different every year. And people say, well, you're different, and the reality is that sometimes this is what happens whenever you grow, is that the older version of yourself who thought this particular way will not think this particular way as you grow.
Yes.
And so some things that you thought back then will contradict the things that are actually happening now, because then you understand. Because until I really learned the language of money, I didn't really understand a lot of things that are happening now. And I think a lot of times what happens is, and one of the things that you said was that it costs you to stay in safety and security, basically, right? And the reality is that it really is not safe or secure. I mean, your mama was loyal to her job and she would go to work sick and they fired her, right? So I think that people think that it is safe, they think that it is secure, and the reality is that it is not. And so I love all of that. Now, do you have any final thoughts for the people?
Oh, that's a good one. This is my final thought. It is time. It's just your time. And whatever it is what you want to do, it's your time. Don't try to read the whole map, or don't try to figure out the whole roadmap, because on this journey it's going to be detours. It's going to be different ways to get to where you want to get to. It's not a straight, like I'm walking down the road and I know where I'm going. But the beauty in the journey is the person you evolve into, the higher version of yourself. Oh my gosh, she's amazing. Oh, powerful. Oh my gosh, she doesn't have to fight for her voice. Like, her voice just commands the room. Her energy, her presence commands the room. So that's your higher calling. That's your higher self. You just have to be like, I'm just going to step into it. And sometimes the fear is good. Just step into it. Not all fear is bad. Just have to step into it.
Yeah. When I was at one of the last conferences I was at, the guy said, it was a physician there, it was an ER physician, as a matter of fact, and he was talking about the fact that there were only two real fears: the fear of falling and the fear of high places. I think I don't forget exactly what he said, but anyway, there were only two real fears, and the reality is that fear is so overrated. Like, we got to understand that it is just like, you get out there and you will see that it is not as bad as what you thought it was.
It's actually amazing.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Okay. So I have some rapid fire questions for you. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
All right. So what's your favorite movie?
Oh, Braveheart. I know.
It's what?
Ring. You don't know what Braveheart is?
Braveheart. Okay, yeah. Braveheart. Okay. I thought you said Graveheart. I was like, Graveheart. I don't know what that is. Yes, Braveheart. I got you. So, who is a person, living or dead, that you would want to have a conversation with today?
Ooh, that's a good question. Oprah.
Me too, girl. Me too. Listen.
I don't know how you went to all that struggle and you came out.
What is your favorite Bible verse or scripture?
Jeremiah 29:11. For I know the plans I have for you, says the Lord, plans to prosper you and not to harm you, to give you a future and a hope.
Say that. I love it. How do you know? What are you reading now?
I am actually, have so many books behind me, but I'm actually reading this book. It's called Energetic Selling and Marketing. And it really teaches you the art of selling from your true self. Yes, it really.
What is it called? You're gonna have to send me the picture of that. Send me the picture of that, okay? Because I sell for my true self, but of course, we all need to be better at it. Because I tell people all the time, listen, if you learn how to sell, you'll write your paycheck for the rest of your life. Like,
yes, it's like selling is such a devastating event.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I tell people all the time this too. It's like you sell to your, you so used to sell to your clients all the time. I mean, patients all the time. I mean, them little old women that didn't want to take that medication, you sold to them all the time. Like,
so
you just sell to them. So anyway, how do you define success?
Success is showing up as the best version of Shaneika in whatever room I walk into.
I love it. And then where can people find you?
I am on Facebook, Shaneika L. Sadler. I am on TikTok, Nurse Shaneika. I am on YouTube, the Healthcare Staffing Academy, and also Instagram, the Healthcare Staffing Academy.
Sweet. So like, comment, tell us what you liked about this. We would love to hear what you thought about this conversation. And look, drop in the comments if there's another nurse that we need to interview. Okay, we'll talk to y'all later. Y'all have an amazing rest of your day. Bye bye.